In the vast theater of life, where time plays the role of both friend and foe, we stand as mere actors on a grand stage, performing our roles amidst the tumultuous currents of fate. Yet, in this chaotic dance, the Stoic mind finds solace, embracing the wisdom of the ages to navigate the turbulent waters of existence. Let us delve into the profound realm of Stoic philosophy, where the art of goal setting and the mastery of timeframes become the pillars upon which we build our inner citadel of strength. Picture, if you will, a sculptor chiseling away at the rough marble of life, shaping it with purpose and precision to reveal the masterpiece within. In the realm of Stoicism, we are called to set our sights not on fleeting desires or external accolades, but on that which lies within our control, the realm of the mind and the will. As the great Stoic philosopher Epictetus once remarked, first, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Here lies the essence of true goal setting, not in the pursuit of external validation, but in the cultivation of inner virtue and excellence. Yet, as we embark on this journey of self-mastery, we must heed the wisdom of our Stoic forebears and temper our ambitions with the recognition of life's inherent uncertainties. For as the Roman emperor and Stoic sage Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. In setting our goals, we must embrace the Stoic principle of the dichotomy of control, focusing our efforts solely on that which lies within our sphere of influence. The winds of fortune may buffet us, and the tides of time may erode our best laid plans, but within the fortress of our minds, we remain steadfast and resolute. Time, that ever-elusive phantom, serves as both our ally and our adversary in the pursuit of our goals. In the words of Seneca the Younger, life is long if you know how to use it. With each passing moment, we are presented with a choice, to squander our precious hours in pursuit of ephemeral pleasures, or to invest them wisely in the pursuit of enduring wisdom and virtue. In the Stoic tradition, we are taught to view time not as a relentless taskmaster, but as a precious resource to be cherished and savored. Each moment carries with it the opportunity for growth and self-improvement, if only we have the courage to seize it. As we navigate the labyrinth of life, let us remember the words of the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, he is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. In the pursuit of our goals, let us cultivate gratitude for the blessings that adorn our path, and fortitude in the face of adversity. And so, dear friends, let us embrace the Stoic perspective on goal setting and timeframes, not as a mere intellectual exercise, but as a profound and transformative way of life. In the crucible of adversity, may we forge our inner strength, in the tapestry of time, may we weave our legacy of wisdom and virtue.
In the modern world, where distractions abound and the pace of life seems to accelerate with each passing day, the Stoic perspective on goal setting and timeframes offers a timeless antidote to the chaos of our times. Here, I will delve into practical strategies and insights for how a modern individual can apply Stoic principles to tackle this fundamental challenge of human existence. 1. Define your values. Before embarking on any journey of goal setting, take the time to reflect deeply on your values and priorities. What truly matters to you? What virtues do you wish to cultivate in your life? By aligning your goals with your core values, you ensure that your efforts are directed towards pursuits that are meaningful and fulfilling. 2. Focus on the process, not just the outcome. In a world obsessed with instant gratification and external validation, the Stoic mindset encourages us to shift our focus from the end result to the process itself. Embrace the journey of self-improvement and growth, relishing each step along the way. As the Roman philosopher Seneca aptly put it, success is not about the destination, but about the journey. 3. Practice mindfulness and presence. In the midst of life's hustle and bustle, it's all too easy to lose ourselves in a whirlwind of distractions and obligations. Cultivate the habit of mindfulness, bringing your attention fully to the present moment. By anchoring yourself in the here and now, you free yourself from the shackles of past regrets and future anxieties, allowing you to focus wholeheartedly on the task at hand. 4. Embrace the Stoic virtues. The Stoic virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance serve as guiding principles for navigating the complexities of modern life. Cultivate wisdom through self-reflection and learning. Summon courage in the face of adversity and uncertainty, Practice justice by treating others with fairness and compassion. Exercise temperance in your desires and impulses. By embodying these virtues, you forge a path of inner strength and resilience. 5. Accept impermanence and embrace change. In a world characterized by constant flux and impermanence, the Stoic perspective encourages us to embrace change rather than resist it. Recognize that life is inherently unpredictable, and that setbacks and obstacles are an inevitable part of the journey. Instead of lamenting the things beyond your control, focus your energy on adapting and thriving in the face of adversity. 6. Set realistic and flexible goals. While it's important to set ambitious goals that stretch your limits and inspire growth, it's equally crucial to be realistic and flexible in your approach. Break down your long-term aspirations into manageable milestones and be willing to adjust your course as circumstances evolve. Remember, as the Stoic philosopher Epictetus remarked, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. 7. Practice self-reflection and gratitude. Regular self-reflection and gratitude are essential practices for nurturing a Stoic mindset. Take the time to journal and contemplate your experiences, identifying areas for growth and celebrating your accomplishments. Cultivate an attitude of gratitude, focusing on the blessings and opportunities that surround you each day. By fostering a sense of perspective and appreciation, you cultivate resilience in the face of life's challenges. In conclusion, the Stoic perspective on goal setting and timeframes offers a profound and practical framework for navigating the complexities of modern life. By aligning your goals with your values, embracing the journey of self-discovery, and cultivating inner strength and resilience, you can chart a course of purpose and fulfillment amidst the tumult of our times. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca aptly put it, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. May you seize the opportunity to live a life of wisdom, courage, and virtue.